Hey everybody, Josh for Populi here, and let's get back to basics. And it doesn't get much more basic than an in-depth look at grade-only assignments. The only thing more basic, a short version of the same content, which we have, which you can find linked in the description. Grade-only assignments are used for situations where there's no need to record the student's work or interaction in Populi. For example, if you have assigned readings every week where you're just checking whether or not the student read all the pages you assigned, grade-only would do the trick. On your course, go to Assignments, click Add Assignments, and then on that drop-down you can click Add an Assignment. You'll input a name for the assignment. Students will be able to see the name. We'll call this one Weekly Reading. The description is optional, but it can be useful to give some instructions. So here, we'll just mention what the reading is. We're going to input chapters 1 through 4 of the main textbook. Under type here, this should already be set to grade only. That's the default, but just make sure that it is. The next field is points. You'll enter the total number of points that a student might earn for the assignment. You can enter whatever you need here for your purposes. If you're wondering how you might structure assignment points to reflect their relative importance to the final overall grade for the course, we have resources that go into your grade weighting options. The rest of these are the other fields that you're able to set for grade-only assignments. If you want to go into further depth on those fields, you'll be able to find that chapter later in the video. So you'll work through these fields, setting them, and then at the bottom of the dialog, you'll click Save. Also, as you may expect, you can edit an assignment after you've created it. Click into the assignment, then over on the right, you'll see the Info sill and the Edit button. Click that to make changes. If, as is common, you're using grade-only assignments for recurring assignments like weekly readings, you might be interested in the Duplicate Assignments feature. We have another video on that you can check out. Grading these assignments is straightforward. Since there's no work in Populi for you to download or review, you can just go to the Assignments page and proceed. On the Assignments tab, you'll click into the assignment, and then you can click Enter Grades. The grading fields in the student list will open up and you can enter grades or select letter grades from the dropdowns. You can also click a student's name. In the right column, click Enter Grades and then do your thing. Should you wish to add a comment, you'll see a spot to do so. You can save the grade for just that student or click Save and go to the next student and work your way down the roster in alphabetical order. The grades will display here and in various other spots, most importantly in the grade book. Like all assignments, they'll be figured into the final grade calculation. Depending on your selections for grade visibility, student progress, and release grades, more on that in a bit, students will be able to see your grades once you enter them. There's not much for students to see or do on grade-only assignments, but let's take a look anyway. I'm looking at the course with a student profile. This student goes to Assignments and clicks into the Weekly Reading assignment. And there it is, basic assignment info on the right, together with a grade if it's available. Below that, a place to leave comments and communicate with you about the assignment. In this part of the video, we'll look over the other fields in play when you create a grade-only assignment. The mandatory pass field lets you make this assignment very important. Students have to pass the assignment in order to pass the course. Failing a mandatory pass assignment means automatic failure on the course. That might be overkill on most grade-only assignments. That's up to you. Checking the pass-fail box means the assignment is now operating on the pass-fail grade scale, not the standard letter grade scale. So if you check this, you can't use A, B, C, etc. for this assignment. You're just setting the grade to pass or fail. This might make a lot of sense for a weekly reading sort of assignment. Extra credit lets you set this entire assignment to extra credit. So doing poorly on the assignment would not count against a student. Any points they earn on an extra credit assignment get added to the total points they've earned. It's all gravy. It's good to notice that if you check the box for pass-fail, you can't set an assignment to extra credit and vice versa. The group field refers to assignment groups. You would set these up to control assignment weights by group. So if you want a final to be worth 10% of the course grade, one way you can do that is by creating a final group worth 10% and then putting your final assignment in that group. Just an example. The publish toggle controls whether or not an assignment is published or a draft. If an assignment is left as a draft, it'll just languish without affecting anything, without students being able to see it until you change the setting. Once you set it to published, it functions normally in the course according to the other settings here. The rubrics field lets you choose from available rubrics to help organize the points you award for this assignment. Rubrics allow you to grade at a more detailed level within the assignments. That gives students feedback within a system of points. Again, probably in the overkill category for grade only, but you're still the captain of the ship, so due date is just what you think it is. Since students aren't submitting work into Populi for these, this is for their reference, for your reference. Populi just lets you know that something is late when it's submitted after the due date, so you can choose the penalty. The system doesn't automatically deduct points on its own. Availability in this situation determines when a student is able to leave comments on this grade-only assignment, since they're not accessing it for any other reason. A quick note here, assignments can be attached to lessons, and lesson availability can also affect assignment availability. We're just talking about availability for assignments not attached to lessons. Always available means if a student can access the course, they can access this assignment. Available from allows you to set the start and end date and time of availability. Available after allows you to set only the start of the availability. The availability window will close when student access to the course ends. Available until allows you to set only the end of availability. The availability window opens when student access to the course begins. The tick box for visible to students before available means that students will be able to see this assignment on the calendar and on the assignments tab before it's available. You would uncheck this if you had a surprise assignment of some kind, like a pop quiz. The dropdown for release grades lets you control when students will see grades for this assignment. If the dropdown is set to yes, as soon as you enter a grade for each student, that student will be able to see this grade. If it's set to no, students will not see entered grades for the assignment at all. If you choose on date, students will see entered grades on the date and time that you set here. Whew! That's an overview of all the grades on the grade-only assignments dialog. And that is it. A great way to keep up with updates and improvements to Populi as a software is via our weekly release notes. Those go out on Friday, and you can follow them in our knowledge base. To do that, when you're logged into Populi, click on Help in the upper right-hand corner. Click Search the Knowledge Base, then click Release Notes and Announcements. Click on the heading for Release Notes, and then click Follow. You'll receive an email when we post release notes there, and that'll keep you on the bleeding edge of Populi features and improvements. And the release notes are fun. Lots of people say it's a highlight of their week. I've been Josh for Populi. You've been great. Thanks for watching.